Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Cowboys projected to draft 2 DAC weapons early. The craze of the coaching carousel has finally subsided at the Star. While the Dallas Cowboys' decision to promote Brian Schottenheimer sent shockwaves around the fan base, many have settled on this path, especially with the series of staffing hires made around him. Coaching business is now in the rearview. The next steps down the ladder lead to the team's dealings with some impending free agents and roster construction for the 2025 season. Micah Parsons' expected contract extension remains priority number 1 on the list, though that may not be addressed in the foreseeable future. Other key choices will need to be made, including that involving Osa Odighizuwa on the defensive line. While the fans may have some hefty expectations for the Cowboys in free agency, the NFL draft is likely where they will make the most noise. They have a number of spots on their roster that will need attention during that 3-day span in April. However, Dallas must address their needs on offense, and the latest mock draft from Pro Football Network has them doing just that. Their 7-round mock draft projects the Cowboys moving on an intriguing 2-round plan to fix their offense. First, the Cowboys are anticipated to pick Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty at number 12 overall before taking wide receiver Alec Iomanor out of Stanford at number 44. Those two, especially Jeanty, would presume plug-and-play pieces at their respective skill position spots. When it comes to Jeanty, there will be little surprise if Dallas picks him in the first round. Jeanty is a native of Frisco, Texas, and immediately boosts an almost barren running backs group. Connections with the Cowboys and Jeanty could heat up even more as the draft nears. Iomanor has the more intrigue in respect to his potential of being added to the Cowboys. He is a sizable playmaker, though young for his class, as Jacob Infante explains. Only a redshirt sophomore, Alec Iomanor is a big-bodied receiver who thrives along the boundary with his physicality, body control, and breakaway speed after the catch. Dallas certainly needs a running back, but the need for pass catchers who can create space and make plays became a glaring flaw with the Cowboys as the season progressed. Brandon Cooks has aged, and Jalen Tolbert has not elevated himself to be trusted in that role. Iomanor is an immediate threat to step in and contribute to an offensive renaissance. Between Jeanty, Iomanor, and the remainder of the skilled position players in this class, the Cowboys will have a multitude of options to attack their roster needs this April. Dallas Cowboys pitched to sign Cincinnati Bengals defender in free agency in bold move. The 2024 season was a challenging one for the Dallas Cowboys, marked by injuries and coaching changes. The team finished with a 7-10 record, missing the playoffs for the first time since 2020. The Cowboys' biggest needs heading into the offseason are on the defensive side of the ball. The team struggled with injuries and depth issues, particularly at the safety position. The Cowboys also need to address their defensive interior, with Osa Odighizuwa set to hit free agency and the need for a dominant edge rusher. Additionally, the offensive line needs attention, especially with Zach Martin's performance declining due to injuries. B.J. Hill, who played for the Cincinnati Bengals in 2024, could be a valuable addition to the Cowboys' defensive line. His ability to generate pressure from the interior would be a significant boost for the Cowboys' defense, which struggled to get to the quarterback consistently. CBS Sports pitched for the Cowboys to sign the Bengals' defensive lineman. The Cowboys could be looking at some changes on the defensive line, as DeMarcus Lawrence, Chauncey Golston, and Osa Odighizuwa, among others, are searching for new deals, CBS Sports wrote. B.J. Hill of the Bengals could be a veteran player Dallas targets to boost what was the 4th worst run defense in the NFL last year. He's recorded 16 sacks, 225 combined tackles, and 53 QB hits in 4 seasons with Cincinnati. Hill's experience and versatility would allow him to fit well into the Cowboys' defensive scheme, providing the much-needed interior pressure that the team has been lacking. His presence would also help free up edge rushers like Micah Parsons, allowing them to be even more effective. The Cowboys have several areas to address this offseason, but adding a player like B.J. Hill could be a step in the right direction for improving their defense. With the right additions and a healthy roster, the Cowboys could bounce back strong in the 2025 season. Would Dallas Cowboys trade for Myles Garrett to bring him home? Trades have been all of the rage in the sports world recently, and now an NFL megastar is asking to be moved. Myles Garrett officially requested a trade from the Cleveland Browns, so the speculation is about to fly. One team that is sure to surface in those conversations is the Dallas Cowboys. Garrett was born and raised in Arlington, Texas, and said before the season opener that his family members are still big fans of the team. The 2023 NFL Defensive Player of the Year also previously expressed his desire to play in Big D. Before the 2017 NFL Draft, Garrett recorded a video where he made a plea to Dak Prescott to help the team trade up in the draft so the Cowboys could select him.
Make it happen. Dak Prescott is leading our team right now. I need you to take Tony Romo, take a couple picks, and give them to Cleveland so you can pick me up, please. I love to play in Dallas. Just make it happen.
Garrett was ultimately the number 1 overall pick by Cleveland, while the Cowboys selected Taco Charlton out of Michigan. We all know how that went. A potential trade for Garrett was discussed near the end of the regular season when the proposal offered 2 scenarios. A pre-draft trade where Cleveland receives the number 12 and number 44 picks in 2025 as well as a first and fourth in 2026. The second was a post-draft trade where Cleveland would receive a first and second in 2026 and 2027. Now, on paper, it's not a terrible idea. There is only one issue: Jerry Jones runs the show in Dallas. So while it could be possible if the asking price is right, it will all come down to whether Jerry Jones truly is all in on winning now. But it's nice to dream about a potential Parsons-Garrett pairing.